Hey everybody, it's the Tabletop Tyrant. Third time's a charm. I recorded this entire segment, and I did a dope job, and I didn't hit the audio button. You know, what am I going to do? I'm a ding-dong sometimes. So, we got the movement phase there. How awesome is that? Pretty cool stuff. I like what I see, but I don't know. I'm overly positive for the old world. It's a big passion for me. It got me into the hobby, and I'm really just jazzed it's coming back. So, without further ado, let's talk about some things that they changed. There's a new formation. We have a change to the Swift Stride rule. We have a change to charge failing. And we have, I believe, some minor changes here and there throughout, like wheeling a little bit. Now, let's cover it. Let's get in there. Beautiful artwork throughout this entire article. And then you'll see the close order formation, the ones we know and love. Skirmish formation, which is pretty cool. I think they've always kind of had that, but I personally have never really used it. And then the lance formation, which I also personally have never used. Tell me how you liked it in the comments below. So, close order units, base-to-base contact, right? Skirmisher, not so much, but within an inch within each other. And then your lance looks just like that. Now, combat order, here we go. In combat order, you're allowed to charge, count rank bonuses, do all that fun stuff. However, you'll notice that you are wider than you are deep. That's important. So, now that we move on to that, we're going to move to the marching column. This is something new to me. Now, you're deeper than you are wide. However, you get triple your movement. Now, a little caveat, I don't know if that includes wheeling or what you're able to do. All we know now is it's triple your movement and deeper than you are wide. You don't get rank bonuses, and you cannot charge when you're in this formation, which is kind of like whatever. But my big thing is if you can get to where you want to go in position, you can kind of hope that they don't get that charge off on you, and you can do a free reform with your musician and kind of better pivot yourself and put yourself in a better position in your next movement phase. Interesting. I think using terrain and bounding through that is going to allow you to set up some pretty nifty tricks. So anyways, in the skirmisher rule, I believe when they get charged, they just kind of form up with wherever they got charged. So if you hit the side, they'll form up and it won't count as flanking them. I'm not too sure, and then they'll obviously be able to move through cover a little better. So the movement phase, they say it's broken up into 4 phases. So you still declare charges, very first thing. Next is the player's reaction. Third will be your compulsory movement, so you're rallying fleeing units, doing your fanatics, stupidity checks, it said. And then lastly will be your remaining moves. So, pretty cool stuff. Now remember, with that, a lot of people that are new to this, when you declare your charge, you don't get to remove it. If you're not within the arc of where the tray is, you're not making that charge, you're going to spend that movement phase getting your dudes back into a better position. So, declaring charges has changed. And the reactions are still the same. So you can still hold, stand and shoot, or flee. If you flee, you turn 180 degrees and you run away. I'm not sure how they're going to do the running away this edition. It could be your initiative. They seem to be gravitating towards initiative for a lot of stuff lately. And then if you get caught, if that charge still hits you, even if it hits the very back rank, that whole unit, kaput, off the table, done, it's dead. So make sure when you run, if it's in your control, and you're not failing a terror check, make sure that you're making sure that you can get that run and get the heck away. Now, charge moves have changed. So, when you roll your charges, you roll 2d6 and you add your movement phase. That's an 8th edition thing, not a 6th ed or previous edition. 6th edition, you weren't allowed to pre-measure, and it was double your movement. So, if you move 4, you had an 8-inch charge. They are bringing back pre-measuring for distance of your targets. I don't know about shooting. And you roll 2d6, add your movement value, and that is what you do. Now, Swift Stride used to be roll 3d6, pick the 2 highest, and add it to your movement value. Now it's just roll 3d6 and add that to your movement value for every charge they make. Cavalry is going to get up the field quick and do work. I have a feeling cavalry, chariots, all those are going to just be freaking game changers this edition, which is really going to be sweet because I love my knights. So now, looking at failing your charges. What happens if you fail? Well, now you fail forward the entire charge. Before, you just failed forward the highest die. So if you rolled a 5 and a 4, you failed forward 5 inches. This is going to really screw you over if you make a charge prematurely, or if you fail a leadership check for frenzy, if it still operates the same way, and it forces you into a charge you're going to fail, you're going to be left open, pretty exposed, I believe. But you know what? There's going to be some ways you can kind of play it to your advantage. It'll be interesting to see how the rest comes out. Now, we covered compulsory stupidity checks, and now the wheel maneuver, this will be interesting. So it's said to take up a quarter of your movement. So if you look, he's going, boom, that's a quarter, and then he's going to be able to go straight ahead. Now, you can wheel when you're moving, not when you're marching. So what does marching mean? So if you don't want to go into that formation where you triple your movement speed, you can choose to march. Marching is done in a straight line, double your movement, and you can't wheel or do anything, you just go straight forward. It's pretty helpful. I use it sometimes when I play my games. When I'm playing like an all-corn army, I obviously march to get into combat. Maybe I'll try out that new formation if that's still a viable army to play. And again, turning sideways, half your movement. Backwards, half your movement. And it looks like you can redress the ranks with a reform. So if you have a musician, I believe it was a leadership check, and you could free reform your units, no charge, no foul, and then you'd be able to move. So what do you guys think? I'm actually super excited about this. I'm getting really excited. Next up, we got the shooting phase. I can't wait to see that. They're probably going to cover some of the spells that go in there, hopefully, fingers crossed, and cover pre-measuring on artillery. We'll see what's going on. Everybody, thank you so much for showing up. I got my Runefang video dropping at 4, and then I got the Empire introductory to the army. So come check that out tomorrow. Everybody, take care. Peace.